Your kingdom everlasting to everlasting. You're the beauty of all creation. I cry, holy, holy, this is who I call. I'm doing a thing. I sing hallelujah to the King of glory. This is who I call. I am the triumph of Jesus. Is the reason for my living. You're all the words used to come. Of creation now before. Lord, I praise you. For you are so. Lord, I worship. Yes, I worship. For the living God. I'm forever faithful. I'm forever faithful. I worship you. Fire, taking away the shame, taking away the pain. You made my life so beautiful, my beautifier. Taking away the shame, taking away the pain. You made me just like you, my beautifier. Taking away the shame, taking away the pain. You made my life so beautiful, my beautifier. You're taking away the shame, taking away the pain. You made me just like you, my beautifier. My beautifier, you have taken away the shame, taking away the pain. Made my life so beautiful, my beautifier. Taking away the shame, taking away the pain. Just like you, just like my beautifier.
Hey, you are welcome to today. This is a special week, you know. This is the very last week of June 37 of Dsap for 2022. It's my great pleasure to welcome each and every one of us to today's session. I tell you, today promises to be awesome. I see already that a lot of our students are connected on the YouTube. Currently, I think they are aiming for 75. We hope the notice of us starting early might have gotten to many of them very late. You know, I guess many of them didn't get to their systems this morning. All right, we have somebody very special in our midst this morning. I tell you, your set is about the best. The one that is graced so much by the Lord. We have the chairman of the board of Dsap coming to be a blessing to us today in our business management skills training. Patrick Oluide is his name. He is a man who is multi-talented. He's a man who is respected in the industry. I will call you, this morning to join me in tapping from his wealth of experience. Are you ready? Okay, I think I am ready to myself. Okay, sir, Mr. Patrick Oluide, please, you're free to come on live. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Pastor Paul, and thanks so much for all the amazing work that you continue to do with the amazing team and the exciting results that you continue to produce. On behalf of the core team of Dsap, I want to say a huge thank you to you. Okay, the time is so limited. We better go to business right away. My name is Patrick Oluide, as it has been mentioned. And really, if you want to know more about me, maybe you could visit my LinkedIn page with the name Patrick Oluide, or you could also attempt to check on my Instagram page. You may be able to find a few more things about me. I will be speaking today on the topic with the title, Leading Teams Effectively. Leading Teams Effectively. So I know I'm not just supposed to say only good morning, because there might be good afternoon and good evening somewhere else. My greetings to everyone. Part of the reasons why the concept of business management skill came on is because research has also shown that businesses don't just fail because the business owners, those who work in the business, lack technical skills. But more importantly, it's because they actually lack management skills. And one of the very essential skills that we will need to be successful at doing business is how to lead our teams effectively. You must have come across this quote, or is a statement, but I've seen it a lot of times. And it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, then you need a team. So you may choose to go fast, or you choose to go far. You could also choose both of them. But anyway, if you decide to go far, which I think is the most important thing, there will be sometimes somewhere where you will lose steam, and you need the support of other people. Then it is important to learn the ability to manage teams effectively. Let me say to you that the ability to manage teams effectively does not drop from the sky. It's a skill that each and every one of us have to develop and become so good all of the time. Why? Because oftentimes you notice that there are two kinds of skills you find in an organization. Actually, you could break them into every skill you find in an organization, you could break them into those two. The first one is the technical skills. So there are technical skills. And the other one I will call at this point leadership skill. So here you have the technician. And then you have the leader. The technician is that one that has the ability to go into the workshop and produce anything. So your workshop could be the makeup you do, maybe it's the culinary skills, designing websites, just name the trade. That is your technical skills, and it makes you a technician. And oftentimes to be a technician, you don't actually need anybody. But if you're going to build a system, run an organization that is beyond you, you will obviously need leadership skills. You will obviously need to develop leadership skills, because at this point, you're beginning to relate with other people who are not machines. Usually what happens is that when you promote a technician into being a leader, and really you may not have to be promoted, because if you are an entrepreneur and you have your own business, at some point in time, you're going to get people working with you. So if you have people working with you, you cannot use the skills that you used to use as a technician when you become a leader, because the moment there is one person to relate with that works with you, then you are a leader. Either you accept it or not, you have to begin to exude and exhibit leadership skills and leadership qualities, which is really very, very essential. Now, I think those leadership skills that you may need are best presented in this pyramid or these layers of leadership. The first level, really, which is where you are because you are the MD CEO, you own the company, you work for yourself, it's leadership by position. So you own the position and people respect you, not because of you, but most likely because of the position. So technically, as an individual, the amount of respect you get at this point is actually 0%. Then so we're not saying position is not important, you own the business, but I'm saying your owning the business will not be enough to speak to the success you would have as a business leader. Have you heard things like, do you know who I am? I'll tell you I own this company. Yes, you own the company, but you're going to need more than owning the company to get the results. Then there is leadership by permission, where even though you pay these people, gradually they get to a point where they decide that they want to allow you lead them. And of course, you must be exhibiting some skills you must be showing some abilities for them to be able to decide that they want to allow you. And that's the interesting thing about influence. Yes, we say we influence people, but the truth is that people allow themselves, they come to the light of our influence by us being who we are. After getting the opportunity to lead people, they also want to see that you produce results. Leadership by production. You know, so do you know what you're asking us to do? When you say we should not come late to work, but you have the justification because you own the business and nobody is going to ask you, so you don't come to work early. And you expect that, oh, those who work, because I pay them and they will do what they will come to work at. You could give all the excuses, but you see, if you don't show what you expect from your team, surprisingly, you will get the results from what you are showing. Let me tell you a simple story. You know, I've got this twins, a set of twins, my beautiful boys, and they're like 4 going 5 now. And usually when they go to bed, you know, the interesting thing, they like to sleep closer to the wall. Why? They fight for that space. It took us time to know that it was because I actually sleep closer to the wall. And why? Because in the room, we agreed that because I really don't like the AC, so I sleep in a corner where the AC will not really, you know, reach me, and it's to the wall. But as far as the kids were concerned, where a man sleeps is closer to the wall. So they fight for that space. Just to let you know that the team will do exactly what you're doing, so produce results, and then they will deliver results. The 4th level is leadership by people development. People development. So, mind you, your respect is also increasing as you go up this ladder. So if you begin to go beyond just using people because you're paying them, to helping them grow, helping them become better persons because they relate with you, moving from transaction to transformation, then that's a different level of leadership. And the level of respect you get here, it's far, far higher than what you get when you occupy a position. And lastly is what you call leadership by personhood. Leadership by personhood is when you become an institution, an example. They know your set of values, they know what you stand for, and they want to pattern their lives after you. The truth is that this is the journey to influence. As you go up, your level of respect increases, your influence also increases. And I'm sure by now you will see that what happens down here is actually, that's the formal authority, the position you have, the power you have, and up here is the moral authority. So this is the price that you need to pay if you want to go far. You need to move from just owning a position to developing these skills that we have mentioned. And I must say to you, one of the things that you would require in developing these skills is actually building trust. You know, from the leadership by position, if you don't have the capacity to build trust, most likely your level of influence will stay at that point, because you are moving from, you're letting go of the powers that you have that is ingrained in the position, because people are respecting you for the position, to doing what? To moving to moral authority. So you need to build trust. And the interesting thing is that with every member of your team, you actually have a trust reservoir. It's like an emotional bank account. Every of your action deposits something in the trust reservoir. And I'm sure you know, you're sure if you are not putting money in the bank, you will not have something to withdraw. And that's why two people do exactly the same thing, bad or good, but somebody seems to be exonerated, and the other one says, no, you've had enough. Your cup is overflowing. Some people, their trust reservoir is on red. So if you are a leader and your trust reservoir is on red with those you relate with, then there's a problem. So what are the things that you could do to boost your trust? Very little things. Appreciation, recognition, development, all of those things that we are referring to in the ladder. Trust has been defined by some people as consistency over time. So it's not something you do today and you're expecting to get results. No, you have to keep at it. And the more you increase trust, what usually happens to you is that you get speed also in your team. Increase trust, the speed of delivering results, the speed of getting results increases. And you know the next thing, cost actually goes down. Because where there is no trust, people don't want to invest. Where they don't feel vulnerable, they don't feel that belongs to them. So if you're building a team, then trust is an essential ingredient. And do you know the opposite? If you reduce trust, you also reduce speed and you increase cost. So by so doing, trust is actually directly proportional to speed and inversely proportional to cost. I mean, if you want me to put that mathematically. So trust is an essential ingredient for a leader to make a team work. You lose trust, then you lose everything you can actually imagine. One more thing at the end of the day is that a leader must seek to do what? To understand. You have to understand the people you are dealing with. And understanding here for me will come in two forms. You know, the first one is you becoming an expert in understanding the diversity that human beings have, the different types of personalities, you know, that just go ahead and check it, and how to relate with the individuals, how to communicate with the individuals, their own body languages, their own love languages. So you see, you need more than technical skills to be able to manage and lead a team effectively. Why? Because human beings are not machines. They have blood, they have water, they have emotions flowing in their system. The second thing, so this may be a little bit of the technical aspect, but the other thing that it is important to know and keep in mind is what? Ability to use emotional intelligence, EQ, in understanding. And how do you do that? Listening is so key for leadership. You're not leading the company because you know everything. You're leading the company because you have the capacity to harness resources. And you will not be able to harness any resources if you don't listen to the people who work with you. Listening takes you beyond just, you know, I'm not saying you should hear, but listening here means you entering the other person's shoe, you know, to travel a mile in their shoes, maybe not literally, but in their shoes. That's where emotional intelligence comes in. And you can't talk about emotional intelligence without referring to the word empathy. Empathy is from the Greek word empathos, which means to feel with, enter the person's shoe, not sympathos, which is to feel for on the other end. And the interesting thing is that your team members don't all wear the same shoes. So your ability to listen, you know, to them individually, it's so key and essential. Listening. It's not natural to humans, as it has been said by some wise people, that to talk is human, to listen is divine. Leaders must learn how to listen. And that's why if you have read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey was borrowing from that very old adage and wisdom that you should seek to understand before you seek to be understood, or before you ask to be understood, which means you need to travel to their side before you ask them to come to your side. That's part of what makes leadership so difficult. And if you're going to succeed at work, this is so essential. Let me say in closing, leadership boils down to relationship. Relationship. What is your relationship with your team? Is it only about work? If the only time you relate with them is when you ask them to do stuff for you, if you don't know where they live, if you don't know what is happening in their families and what they are going through, even if you don't have material resources to give to them, then you are not leading anybody. You're just taking a walk, as they say. You're not leading. So today, I encourage each and every one of us to envisage our companies beyond just what one person is running, because that itself, it could be tiring. If you want to go far, you need a team. And you can actually go far and fast if you're able to put together a beautiful one. I thank you for the opportunity to share my thoughts with you. It will be a pleasure to answer a few questions. And again, a huge thank you to Pastor Paul, Sister Laide, and the amazing team for the fantastic work that they are doing with Dsap. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Okay, thank you so very much, sir. Okay, while I will be reading out the questions they ask on YouTube. While Sister Laide will be reading out the questions asked on the webinar. That will be the method so that we can cover as many questions as we can today. Okay, Sister Laide, is there any question already in our chat room?
Nothing yet, sir. Nothing yet. No questions yet.
All right. Okay. While I check the YouTube, so that we can cover as many questions. Okay, what I'm seeing here is this person say, please, can you kindly rehearse what your statement on trust? Okay, that's the only thing I've seen here so far that requires an action. Other ones are a lot of thank you. We currently have 315 students on the YouTube channel. So, sir, you can maybe can highlight that while others ask their questions.
Thank you very much for your questions about trust. As I mentioned, trust is not something that falls from the sky. It's actually something you build. And that's why it is said that trust is consistency over time. Like there's a law of leadership that says, it's called the law of connection. And it says the leader connects with a follower at a time, one person at a time. You don't build a trust reservoir with a team, you build a trust reservoir with the individual. And so your relationship with the individual does affect the result of the team. If the trust reservoir you have with every member of the team is well over average, it will show, because they will be able to sacrifice. They would want to go the extra mile for you, of course, because they've seen you done that for them. And besides, they know that they can rely on you. They know that you have their back. And I'm saying, how do you actually build this trust? You don't have to go to heaven and be back. You probably just need to do a few things and be conscious to their individual needs. And sometimes they may not even be material things. Do you appreciate people? Do you share praise with them? Do you recognize them? Do you mentor them? Do you develop them? Are you a coach? So you see, I'm talking about the skills that you have to build. Are you that leader that shows with example? Are you genuinely concerned about them? How do you share your vision? Are you an exemplary leader? All of that matters, and you don't get that in a position, you get that in the moral influence that you have as a person. That's why I said this ladder is the price you pay to find a team that would help you not just only go far, but also help you go fast. And sincerely, if trust eventually increases in your team, you will gain speed and momentum. Momentum is a very important thing to a leader. And cost of running your business will drop. You've not worked in a company where people are saying, oh, I'm sick today, you will be sick tomorrow, and you've not been sick lately. They don't care about the business. Why? Because the business does not care about them. So great leaders go out to show care, and the business receives that in return. Don't let your trust reservoir with the individual be overdraft, be unread, because when you need them, they will not be there for you. So,
okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Because we have we're running out of time. We have some other questions. I want to read these two questions and put them into one because they appear similar. One said, "How do you get the right team to work with, sir? How do you get the right team?" And the second person is asking, one Victor Ayodej is asking, how should a leader handle rebellion even after trying to be very empathetic?
So the biggest challenge that a leader can face is recruitment. I'm telling you, just like it is difficult to get a spouse. When you're hiring someone to work with you, literally what you're doing is like you're trying to get married. Now, the unfortunate thing is that a lot of business leaders lack the ability to recruit effectively. Even when you have the ability, there is still some levels of trial. So usually if you check on the pages of newspapers, I hope there are improvements now. What you find before now is that the job description of of the work, but you hardly find what you call the person specification. The person specification talks to the profile, the demeanor, the countenance, the profile of the person that is going to do the work. As a matter of fact, sometimes the values. So you go ahead and hire a receptionist that cannot smile. Why? Because she looks beautiful, but every time people show up in your company, they have to go back because her beauty repels people, and she frowns. Why? Because everybody who shows up is going to ask her out, at least in her own mind. So to smile is a problem, but you've hired her because she's beautiful. Yes, being beautiful may be, but what is critical here? You need someone who is welcoming. So that, I think, is really very, very key. Do you have a person specification for that role? Take time to develop that. I think if you check with the SME Toolkit, I think .com, it's a product, it's a free product of the International Finance Corporation. You may be able to find some templates to help you in there. That I think there's actually a template there. I've referred it to a lot of people that could help you draw up not just the job description, but also the person specification for those that you're going to work with in case you don't have money to pay any consultant at the moment. The second one is, how do you deal with rebellious, sincerely, either rebellious or not? A system should have rules and regulations and processes. Do you have rules, regulations, and processes? Is there an employee handbook? If you don't have those things, every time you take a decision, most of the time, people will think it's according to your judgment. So if you have a rebellious person and you have an handbook that has said what would happen when a person is rebellious, and you could actually justify what rebellious means, because when that person took the job with you, it was clear what all of these things meant in your entry discussions with the person and orientation, then you are on the right side to do what? To proceed. Some, if it means expulsion or leaving the work, yes. You have to, as a leader, you need to be very, very careful of bad energies. They have to go far away. Why? Because they will mess up your business. But be careful. It's not every energy that is bad. You may be creating bad energies in your system. So watch out.
All right, sir. Thank you so very much. I needed us to take this because this question also appears very relevant, even though we're out of time. I hope you will just summarize it. This person is asking, how do we work on a weak team to build back a strong and vibrant team for a good organization? Your team at some point lost fire, like that's what I could see, or at the beginning was never strong. How do we build a strong team? Or that might equally be, how do you promote trust in such a way that it will encourage people to work more?
So I think it's a function of a lot of things, because this question is hydra-headed and we need to know what your situation is specifically. But really, how do you build a strong team? What I just said matters a lot. Your goal has to be clear to you as the leader, what you want to achieve. Let the end justify the team that works with you. If your goal is not clear to you, just like Seneca said, to a man who is bound to no port, no wind is favorable, you will not know which team is strong or which team is weak. So that's why if you go back to the idea of a football team, the first thing is to get the right coach. The right coach has a philosophy, has what he or she wants to achieve, and then begins to pick people. You know, I'm a fan of Liverpool, so I could use Liverpool as an example. You know, the coach that is in Liverpool now, you see when he came in about 6 years ago, he saw the team, and gradually some of the members have to go. And then he began to get the people in the right places, and you can see what he's been able to make of the team. So that's how you build a strong team. You as a person have to become strong in your ability to relate with people, recognize talent, talent management, and so many other things. So you need to build yourself. Your goal has to be clear. But if you have a team that was performing before and has lost steam, your starting point is to find out why before melting out solutions. So sorry if you don't like that. I'm a consultant. So what consultants do is to diagnose. After diagnosing, then you can prescribe and administer. That's what every consultant does. So what's the problem? You need to find out what the problem is, because if you don't know what the problem is, that itself is a problem. So it's difficult for me to say to you, oh, this team has been performing before in Lord scheme, but I must say to you, oftentimes it's usually because of behavioral relationship and things of that sort, because they do impact performance seriously. You can build skills, you can develop skills if you have the time, but attitude, oh my God, it can mess up your business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We indeed appreciate you. I wish we had more time. I am sure many of us will also be having that expectation that we wish we had much time. Unfortunately, this is a very serious period that we are in now. We are in what is called injury time. A lot of announcements we need to make. Thank you very much. Yes, okay, every one of them is saying thank you, sir. All right, we actually have about 329, almost 235 before students on the YouTube. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you as always. We pray that we will have a longer time where we will get all. I know you just try to summarize so that we can have everything compact. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, and God bless you, sir. Yes, can we give it to him? Yes, more of those emojis saying thank you, a lot of hand claps. Okay, thank you, sir. I speak on behalf of the students. Okay, for some of you students who are asking him to repeat this segment and that segment, and please, this video is still on our YouTube channel. Go and watch them again. There's no need for him to repeat what he has taught. They are there. You can watch them on demand. Thank you. Okay. Before we run back to the class, please don't go. I know we're already heading for the club, but don't go until you get these very important announcements because they might determine whether you graduate or not. So please pay attention. I will just take maximum 5 minutes and we're gone. From tonight, we will see our evaluation and feedback links on our platforms. Please let me tell us what that means. This is the only thing that we are asking you for officially to do for us. Dsap is interested in improving in all that we are doing. We want to do better. This diet, of course, is better than the previous diet, the immediate past diet. And we want this next diet to be better than this. The only way we can improve is when we get feedback from you. So please go there. In that feedback, you're supposed to evaluate every segment of our work, including this management skills training. Okay, you're supposed to evaluate your facilitators and your PMAs. Give us honest but frank evaluations. Okay, that's also a part that you need to tell us what you intend to do after this program. You know, I used to announce it. Those of you who are busy accumulating certificates, our system is being galvanized to find you out. We won't even admit you. If there was even a mistake of admitting you, midway we will say recall you because this announcement had gone forth. Go and do something with what you have learned. So those of you who have escaped this diet, congratulations, but please make sure you graduate and you start something with this. We are not interested in teaching people who are not interested in impacting our society, impacting our world with what they have learned. We have told you severally that bringing this program cost us a lot, all right? We're not interested in that cost. We are ready to pay it as long as we have enough return on that investment by you being a blessing to others. That is how a crusade is organized and executed. So please look out for the link to our evaluation and feedback. It will happen today. And let me also warn those of you who will ignore this, we will find you out and we will hold your results. You know, those who know me know if I make an announcement, I always have the moral power to execute it. So as you fill your form, we are going to give you, this is the only time we give you your registration number, your matric number, okay? Your number is going to come on the attendance that will be published tomorrow morning. The number that you will find, your tag number, there's a place also in that form where you are expected to put your tag number. If you put somebody's tag number, your evaluation will be recorded against that person. Please listen, we do not check who gave us what evaluation. No, we only make sure that everybody in the class have responded. Your evaluation will be treated with utmost confidentiality that it requires. But we need you to be firm, we need you to be fair, we need you to be honest. So please, let nobody in any class fail to do this. In fact, what I used to do is, unless the number of you who are graduating is equal to the number of the evaluation in your class result will not be released. And it will be sent electronically. We'll talk more on that for those of you who are new to Dsap. We'll talk more on that tomorrow and next tomorrow because of lack of time. Your graduation is also coming up. You know, by Wednesday, all your work would have been done. And many of you have already started doing your assignments and your capstone project. Please take them very seriously. Those of you who are in the habit of submitting very late and then you begin to ask us to please have mercy, please know that our mercy tank has run dry. Okay, so we are now asking you, please show us mercy by responding to our call for you to submit your project, your assignment, your weekly assignment, your periodic assignment, and the capstone project. That is your final graduating project from your class. All right. So please make sure you submit it on time, because once the time that will be announced in your class, latest by tomorrow or next by your facilitators, once the time expires, your project or assignment will not be marked. And of course, you know what that means? It means that you're not graduating. We are happy that some of you have started submitting your interest to participate in the graduation activities. We have seen a couple of you who want to come in as musicians, who want to also render special numbers, either in poetry or in one form of a word presentation or the other. But I'm surprised to hear that in this class, of almost over 1,000 people, you don't have MCs. None of you can face the word and speak. See, I told us at the beginning, Pastor Solomon said at the beginning, Pastor Murphy also hyped on it. When you come to Dsap, God offers you opportunities. If you are good, you are in media, we are showcasing you to the whole world. How do I tell you this enough? That God puts opportunity before you. You don't know who will see you. Some of you who are single, the man that will see you, this might be the opportunity. So please, let's give our gifts to make our graduation very exciting, all right? It's your graduation, so make it count. I have also told us that we are not yet seeing this diet trend by hashtag Dsap35. People are not posting things. By now, you're supposed to be posting your works, okay, on your Twitter account, on your Facebook account, on your Instagram account with the hashtag Dsap35. Anyone you post is recorded against your set. As at yesterday, I think we only had only one thing have been posted with this Dsap 35. All right, so please make sure you begin to trend from today. Post your work, post comments of your facilitators, post them on your WhatsApp pages, post them on your Facebook, on your Twitter account, and post them on your Instagram account with hashtag Dsap35 and another one, hashtag Dsap Day Star. Dsap Day Star. And then there are three things we told us. The third one is the Daystar NG. All right. Thank you so very much. I have, I believe, other assignments, other announcements we have. We will begin to share them with you as time goes on. Some of them we're going to share on your platform. So please make sure you visit your platform. I know many of you are already very busy, but please make sure you visit your platform to get announcements. Thank you very much. Those of you who are asking, please, your questions, we'll find a way and see if Patrick can review these questions. Maybe for those of you who will graduate, the answers we might post the answers on your alumni platform.
Pastor Paul.
Yes, sir.
You could get them to link up with me on my LinkedIn profile or Instagram profile. I can answer questions there.
All
Patrick
right.
Oluyide.
All right, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. We will also share that on your platform. Patrick's LinkedIn access address, that also on Instagram. Thank you so very much, everyone. Okay, PMAs, please assembly is closed. Please open our classrooms. Thank you so much, everyone. See you in class, and God bless. Patrick, thanks once again, sir.
My pleasure always, and thank you to you.